Hey, what's going on out there, peeps? The Original Sports Podcast has been on vacation. We've been going every different direction since early in July. We've had shows scheduled, things come up, and it just doesn't get to go down. Like my man Rasheen said to me, he said, Maradei, things come up, and you know what? He's right. I get it. He talked me off the ledge. I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I was mad, but things come up. We'll get it back in line every 2 weeks once we get hit in August and everybody settles back into their role. As teachers, we're trying to catch up for almost a whole year's worth of being behind, being stuck. Like people don't understand, Rasheen. Like when we take the day off, we are behind a week. Yes. We have to write lesson plans. We have to have things in place. When anybody else takes the day off, they take the day off. Their work's going to be there tomorrow. Their boss ain't going to say nothing to them. They know that. But as a teacher, that's one of the biggest downfalls. I just had this conversation with a superintendent from another county, actually, and a principal from another county. And they were like, yeah, we get it. We get it. So, Rasheen, how you doing, man? Did you hit vacation yet?
No. I don't think I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do any this year, man. I got one going to college, man. And yeah, dude, that's the vacation money right there.
Rasheen told me, he said she got one crack at this because this is costing me money, and I just got the bill. One crack. His daughter gets one crack at this. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Our kids, our two younger daughters, they had one crack at it. They didn't do it. So now they got to take the money out of their pocket to keep their education going, and we're on them about doing it. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's not cheap, it's not easy, but if you want to be successful, you're gonna buckle down and do it. It doesn't mean you can't have some fun. It doesn't mean you can't party, right? But what it means is when it's time to buckle down and do your work and get a direction, you're all over that. So I totally understand.
But I keep telling them, listen, you got so much time to have fun. You get out, you get a career going, and you can have some fun. And speaking of fun, there's Terry Young.
Yeah, what's up, Sizzle?
What's happening? What are you guys up to?
We were just talking about how Rasheen's putting the pressure on his daughter. She's heading to college here in a few weeks, and he told her, you get one crack at this. You don't make it, you better figure out how to make it. That's all there is to it. I'm not paying for your bill, nothing like that.
Trying to keep her out of school loans. Trying to keep the school loans out, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sizzle, what are you guys up to? You at Hershey Park?
Yeah. We decided just to make a left turn and continued east to Hershey after Steeler training camp. Got in a few rides, some chocolate, heading back to the hotel right now.
You see the Kiss or the Reese's Cup guy or anybody running around?
Yeah, I'm as tall as a Jolly Rancher now.
Oh,
I got my picture taken.
Yeah, I was just telling everybody, I says, it's been a minute since we've done a show. Everybody's going every different direction, but we're going to settle back in August and do our bi-weekly show. I know there's people out there who are missing us. I'm looking at our numbers the other day, and our numbers are pretty nice. People going back, listen to some of the craziness that we've dropped. I can't wait to get together in person again and do some craziness. That's always fun. Hey, football's in full swing, men. They're all in camp. Colleges are even hitting camp here pretty soon. Another couple weeks or another week and a half next week, right? What's football do to your life? How's your life changed, Sizzle, when football kicks in?
Well, Laney starts asking me all kind of questions. Max just is doing fantasy, so he's asking me a bunch of questions. Of course, high school football, and then we're watching college football, and then it's professional football, NFL on Sunday, Monday, Thursday. It takes up a good part of our home life, and we love it though. We love football.
In other words, you're drinking a lot of Crown Royal and beers, right?
Yes.
Rasheen, how's your life change when football hits?
The wife knows not to bother me.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We need to get the XFL game this year.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, well, this year. The next season.
Yes.
The next season, definitely, we'll do one without a question. I know.
We need to be a part of that beer snake. That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, the beer cup thing.
Yeah.
You'll probably add about 10 or 12 to that if you get in on that, huh?
We'll see. I'm going to be on TV at the PA.
Hey, for me, football, man. I feel the same way as Terry. You know, Friday nights, I put myself back in the mix because I'm coaching again on Friday nights. I'm not in it the whole way, but I'm in it Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We'll see. Who knows if I won't sneak back in there an extra day or two. It's hard to be halfway in, have your foot halfway in the door. And I like the young kid that I'm going to be helping. He's got a lot of great things going on at the program over there, Governor Thomas Johnson High School in Frederick, Maryland. Saturday, I love college football. I was just telling somebody when I got on vacation, I was saying my favorite time to watch college football, though. I mean, I love watching it all day, but I love those late night games. That one that kicks off at like 10 o'clock and goes to like 1 a.m. Those are my favorites.
Utah and San Jose State.
Yeah, I love those. I love those games. Yeah. Yep, I know I'm crazy. It's okay. You can tell me I'm crazy, but I love those games. I do. Yeah, sometimes I'm just coming down off of whatever, my buzz. Then once hockey season picks up, I like that 10 o'clock hockey game. That's a good, that West Coast hockey game. I like those games. I love the NFL. I love doing the fantasy thing, but, I'll give it the first couple of weeks. I'll watch a bunch of games, and if it's starting to be taken over by the refs like it has the last couple of years where there's a flag every other play, then I'll just watch my Steelers, and that'll be it. I'll follow it. I'll pay attention, but I can't stand when the refs are throwing flags that are just random flags and they slow down the play. I feel like they fixed baseball this year with the clock and all that stuff, and they need to do what they need to do with football to speed that game up just a little bit more. Too many flags for me, but that's me though. That's me personally, how I feel about it. So, hey, Steeler camp today. Sizzle and I were there. Rasheen, what'd you think? What'd you think, Terry? What were your thoughts?
Rasheen, were you there?
No. I just said you would. I told him you and I were there.
Well, the salami and cheese sandwiches were good from DeLalo's. It was really cool to see some of these guys we picked up first for the draft. 77's huge, 80's huge, and I think you were commenting earlier about Porter Jr. I think his wingspan is just phenomenal. But
it's incredible. I mean, that was
lockdown.
That's the first thing.
I don't know how locked down he's going to be, but he's just going to break up a lot of balls. Hopefully, get some tips going, make his way.
I'll tell you what, Rasheen, that is the most impressive thing about him. He's very long. Yeah, he's very long. His wingspan is. I mean, he is long and he is lean. I don't know if his hips are that fluid, but he looks decent. His recovery because of his arms. I mean, we only saw so much, but yeah, he was somebody who jumps off the page at me. He's going to make up lost ground. And if he doesn't start right away, if Levi Wallace and Patrick Peterson start right away, I get it. He's going to get in there. He's going to play. He's going to learn.
Yeah, that veteran leadership from Peterson, I think is really going to be helpful and complementary to him on the other side. If he could pick up, the left or right, and Peterson steps in, that's going to be a great tandem.
I thought
rotation, whatever you want to call it.
Peterson's not going to play any safety?
They didn't show him at safety the first 4 days. This is day 4 and it's only helmet. It's only helmet right now, so it's really hard to make some determinations from that perspective. I'll tell you what, Pickett, Mason, and what's his name, Tanner Morgan. Those were your 3 quarterbacks today. And Terry kept saying to me, he's like, what's Trubisky doing? Trubisky just stood there and watched today. He didn't throw a ball. He didn't do anything. He did warm up and stuff like that. But when they did when they did team, when they did 7-on-7, when they did 7 shots, it was those 3 guys. Tanner Morgan looks like a guy who they plucked off the street as an extra arm in camp. He doesn't look horrible.
Yeah.
You know, but he's not a guy. I would be shocked if he's even part of the practice squad. I just didn't. Mason is horrendous. I think I was telling you, Rasheen, Terry and I were watching him throw balls. His first pass was on when they did 7 shots early on. His first pass was a pick, and he looked terrible. He looked terrible.
He didn't do anything in that red zone. Nothing.
No,
first pass
not at all.
Pick. The next 2 or 3 were incompletes.
And then when they went, when they did go full scale, 11-11, he tried to throw one downfield. I mean, if I'd have had my gun there, I'd have shot it out of the sky because it was like a duck. It was just flawed. So then at the end of practice, he had who do you have? He had Kelvin Austin and Corey White down there catching balls, but they still aren't. There's no zip on it. He has no zip on the ball. Nothing.
Wow, that's odd because Mason is one of the guys that would throw the ball deep and throw it nice deep. So that's odd.
Yeah.
Do you think they're not doing anything with Trubisky? They're going to maybe try to either move him or just let him go, and they don't want him to get hurt or do anything? I don't know. It was kind of odd.
They're probably just, you know what? They're saving his arm. It's too early.
We can't let Trubisky go because
you don't let Trubisky and you don't let Mason walk either. Both of them are qualified to go ahead in there and run a team for a few games.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm comfortable with that. I thought Kenny Pickett looked pretty damn good. I think he scored on every shot he took in the first set. His balls downfield look solid. He's got some zip. His plant, he moves with that pocket like nobody's business. You could see him and Pickens. They definitely have chemistry, couldn't you, Terry?
Yeah, definitely. Early reads and just having that coordination, that timing down, especially those out routes, him going up for the ball. It was beautiful. I like watching those 2 work together.
Who's in the slot?
Allen Robinson. They trotted out Deontay, Pickens, and Allen Robinson. That was their top 3. Number 4, I think, is going to be Kelvin Austin. Yeah. I would assume that they'll keep Boykins just because he's such a great special teams player. He brings a veteran voice to that locker room too. He brings experience. He's not going to be leaned on because they have 4 other guys. But from the perspective of, the top 5, number 6 is going to be a tough call, though. So you have Gunnar Olszewski. You have Hakeem Butler. Who? Hakeem Butler's the one who's going to – I think, personally, if Kelvin Austin can show he can return the ball, that's what's going to be important for him. Hakeem Butler will win that job, is what I think, because he's big. He's almost 6'4", 215 pounds. Like, he's a big dude, I will say this, and I don't know if Terry saw this perspective of it or not. I didn't think Kelvin Austin was consistently explosive. He didn't look consistent there. I'd like to see him run some out of the slot with the first team. But again, we're 4 days in. I don't know how they're scripting these practices out. I don't know what they're trying to work towards right away. I know, I'll tell you this, Rasheen, you probably don't want to hear this, though. When they were doing 7-on-7, everything was quick outs, quick hit, quick hitch.
Yeah.
A lot of just boom, boom, get rid of it. Let's get it out. Let's get it out. A lot of quick snap stuff, which is okay. I want to see him go downfield, though, some more. I really did.
Well, since there's no equipment on, I guess we can't say how the line looks.
Yeah, other than the fact that the line looks when they did 11-11, I want to say when they did 11-on-11 that Broderick Jones was playing at left tackle with that first group. I don't remember seeing Dan Moore Jr. in there. I know they said he struggled a few days even with just helmets. So
Dan Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. Coach Meyer was coming down and I was standing there and I said, "Hey, Coach, how's it going?" I got a picture with him, quick selfie. And I said, "What do you think of the new kid?" He said, "He's legit." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Footwork, arm length. He understands the game." Yeah, he said he understands the game. I said, "Is that a cornerstone?" He said, 10 years at least.
Okay.
I mean, it was just me and him standing there. He didn't have to tell me that, but I thought it was kind of cool. He shared that. He said he's everything we wanted over there. So
all right,
we were walking out.
Go ahead.
We were walking out. He just snatched some kid up, put him on his shoulder, signing autograph. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's huge. He's gonna be a franchise at that position.
So, How many tackles do you think they keep? 4?
They'll keep 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Chooks, Moore, and
Jones.
They'll keep. Yeah, Jones, obviously. Yeah.
So Clark's not gonna make it.
Who?
Raven Clark.
Unless he can play swing, I don't know.
I heard Dan Moore's been getting his tail whipped.
Unless it's hard to say. It really is hard to say with just helmets on.
Okay.
It's hard to say with just helmets on. I'll say that much. But we'll see what Raven Clark can do with a helmet on and some shoulder pads. Okay, we'll see what Dan Moore does because he knows the system.
Right.
He knows the system. I look for Kendrick Green to get cut.
Ho. Let's rewind. Let's go back to receivers. How many they keeping and who? And go ahead and name them.
Okay, I gave you 5. I said you're going to keep Deontay Johnson.
Of course.
You're going to keep Pickens.
Yep.
You're going to keep Allen Robinson.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to keep Kelvin Austin.
Okay.
You're going to keep Boykins.
Okay.
Okay, that's 5 right there. I think they'll keep 6. Usually they keep 6 on the roster, and then they'll have a couple on the practice squad. I could see Corey White, again, going to the practice squad. He makes nice grabs. He understands the game. I don't know what he's missing to go to the next level. I don't. I know when he even gets in a game, he gets in the game a couple times a year. He looks solid as a receiver there.
Right? He's a good size guy, 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
But he, what he doesn't have? He doesn't have that explosiveness. He doesn't have that elusiveness. He's a good-sized guy who will go get the ball. When he has it in his hands, he can run with it. But he doesn't have that one special element like all those guys I just named have.
He needs separation.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's Antonio Freeman.
He could be a slot guy, just getting those dink and dunks that like to do. The Juju is taken care of, right?
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, but I think
here's a yard. Here's a yard.
What are we doing on the interior?
Well, I could see Cole Mason playing center. I bought into him last year. Watching that kid play center, that was a hell of a surprise signing right there. They inked him to a 3-year deal at a real low amount, and he really played well. I could see James Daniel at one guard, and I could see the big Hawaiian at the other guard. Herbig's going to swing. He's going to be a swing guard. I think Dotson might be a swing guard. Dotson can also play center, don't forget. And then we talked about the tackles. You're either going to have 3 or 4 tackles. I don't know if you're going to carry 10 offensive linemen. I don't know what their plan will be.
All right. Let's go to the tight ends.
Well, Darnell Washington, Move.
I wish I would see more action with him.
And then Gentry. And I think what's going to happen here is I think they're going to count Connor Hayward as like an H-back. They have no fullback in camp at all. The kid, with the long blonde hair. What's his name? Yeah. He walked away today. He decided he didn't want to play anymore. I just read it here a little bit ago. He decided he did not want to play anymore, and he walked away. I don't remember even seeing him on the field today. So he walked away. So I think you'll see Cam Hayward or Connor Hayward stick around as a solid, like, tight end, H-back kind of guy.
Yeah.
They did have him lined up in the backfield, by the way. There were plays where he lined up in the backfield.
Okay.
Like king and queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All important running backs.
Well, Najee, Jalen Warren.
Okay.
And then I think you got to fight there. I think you got to fight. McFarland actually got a lot of time today. I was surprised at what they're doing with him. I know he's had some highlight catches early on in camp already. So it was interesting to see him be highlighted today too. A lot of things that were going down with him, they had him in the mix.
Would you say he's the quickest of the bunch?
Out of the backs?
Yes.
I'd say he's the quickest. I'd say Jalen Warren's the most explosive. And I'd say Najee is the most polished. That's the way I would frame it.
What about this Huntley guy?
Number 38 or number 25? Is he number 38 or number 25?
38.
Okay. He is explosive with the ball in his hands, but he's another version of Jalen Warren.
Okay. Ooh,
that's what you're looking at there. So that's who McFarland's probably going to be fighting with. Whichever one of them can play special teams will be the third back.
All right.
The other guy will probably go to the practice squad because that makes the most sense to me.
Well, okay. Well, I guess it was tough without pads again. What did y'all think about the D linemen? I mean, that interior, there's so many guys on this list. Gee, Maniz.
It's just hard to tell.
I'll tell you after.
I mean, of course, you keep.
I'll tell you after practice, I watched Cam Hayward work with the new guy that they had gotten from San Diego, Brendan
Fehoko.
Yeah. I watched him work with him down at the other end of the field for quite some time after practice ended, probably a good 20 minutes.
Wow.
Something like that. He was working with him. It looked like Fehoko was asking a lot of questions, and Cam Hayward was doing a lot of demonstrating. That was really impressive to see.
How many of these guys did you keep?
Up, was he?
Sheesh.
He wasn't suited up, was he?
Who?
Cam.
Actually, I think he was.
Was he?
I think he had his helmet on. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many snaps he took. Well, I think the odd man out this year might be Martavis Adams.
I mean, this list is long, bro.
Yeah.
Larry Ogunjobi.
Ogunjobi will start at one tackle.
Cam
will start at the other.
Keanu Benton.
Okay, so with him, I think him and Fehoko will flip-flop time at the nose, at zero.
Armin Watts.
Do. Huh?
Armin Watts is out the door?
No, he's going to be one of those tackles. He's going to come in at one of those tackles to give some relief.
So you've kept Ogunjobi, Cam, Benton, Watts, Fehoko.
It'll come down to Loudermilk or Liel, probably, unless they do this. Now listen, unless they do this, they leave Loudermilk on the line, and they take Liel and they make him be able to work between the line and an outside rush guy. Because if you remember correctly, last year Liel lined up outside and did some rushing.
That's a big man coming off.
That's a real big body coming at you. I could see that happening. Yeah. I really could. Now they signed that outside linebacker from the Cardinals.
Golden.
Yeah. So Golden will be in the mix, probably with Highsmith. I could see them taking some of the burden off of Highsmith so they keep him fresh for a full season. You got Watt on the other side. Nick Herbig.
He just signed that big
guy.
Contract. What do you got to keep him fresh? He just signed that big contract. What do you got to keep him fresh for?
Well, I want him. You got to keep these guys fresh.
I want him for 17 games. Yeah. Let me rephrase that. I want him for 20 games.
Yeah,
that's what I want him for.
In today's game, Sizzle, you got to keep these guys. If you can get somebody that can do the same, man, you rotate those guys, man.
Yeah, spell him a little bit, but he's earned that spot. You got to keep him in there too.
I think at the Herbig kid, I think he'll get some rotation on the outside. I think Liel may maybe like a swing tackle, outside edge type of guy. I think they might use him in that thing. And then the other guy, you got Golden. Who we say we have Golden and Herbig,
Quincy Roach
and Roche. So it's going to come down to some special team spots. That's what it's going to come down to for some of these guys, because if they're all equal on a plane and you go to special teams and you're still equal at special teams, they're going to take youth over that bigger contract, probably. You didn't let's put it this way. They didn't draft Nick Herbig to let him walk, have to cut him. They knew what they were getting with him. They knew he's a Wisconsin product like TJ was, and he kind of is in the TJ mold. Not quite as big, but he's in the mold of TJ. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out with him.
How do you think Quan Alexander's signing shakes up the middle linebackers?
So Mark Robinson, Elandon, Elandon Thomas.
Roberts.
Or Elandon Roberts, Cole Holcomb, Quan Alexander. Who am I missing here?
You going 5? Yikes.
No, it'll be 4.
Okay, then you ain't missing anybody. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And what's going to happen with Quan Alexander? He was an excellent signing because he can cover people.
Okay.
He can cover people. People were writing on the board about, you got a guy who had a half sack. I said, you do know that inside linebackers are not judged by their ability to sack the quarterback, right? Yeah. I need my inside linebacker to have 100 tackles, 90 tackles if he plays the majority of the snaps. If he plays 75 snaps, 75% or 80% of the snaps, I need him to have 90, 100 tackles. I don't give a shit if he sacks the quarterback. You have other guys that are paid big money to do that. You have 5 guys up front rushing the quarterback. That's what your sacks come into play. If we were talking about an edge guy, that's a different story. But Quan Alexander can cover a guy. He can cover a tight end. He can cover a running back. He might even be able to cover a slot guy, maybe not a super explosive slot guy, but he might be able to cover some of these slot guys.
Juju.
Yeah, he could cover Juju. Absolutely.
Right.
So that's an interesting signing, and I liked it a lot. Virtually everybody liked it, but there's always a couple of people who have some stupid thing to say, and I had to rebuttal it.
So what about Tanner Muse? He gets cut?
Then they obviously don't know. He's sucking up those tackles. That's right. Yeah, remember Ferrier back in the day? He's getting like 150. That's what those middle backers are for.
Yeah. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what they'll do with Muse. I don't. They brought him in for a purpose. He's a Pittsburgh guy, isn't he?
I don't know. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
I'll tell you in a minute.
He was a Pittsburgh guy.
I'll tell you in 1 second. Tanner Muse is from. No.
Or is he an East Coast guy?
Belmont, North Carolina.
Yeah, East Coast guy. Because Tomlin really liked him. He wanted to draft him back in the day. He liked his. He's one of those guys, Rasheen, that's multidimensional. He can cover, but he's also a superstar at special teams, and that's why he said if he's playing inside linebacker, if he's listed as an inside linebacker, that's great because he's just going to be playing a lot of special teams. I mean, that's just going to be the bottom line right there.
440.
We're talking about some good problems to have here.
Yeah, we are.
We
are. Because I can't wait to get to the secondary because, man, I thought Peterson would play some safety, but shoot, we got 3 safeties already. We don't need him to play safety.
Yeah, I love Casey.
Yeah,
I think he's fantastic. I was okay with letting whatchamacallit walk. Watson's boy.
Edmonds.
The guy was number 1 draft pick like 5 years ago.
Oh, Edmonds,
yeah. I was good with letting Edmonds walk. He only got $1 million in Philly.
That dude's a bum.
I mean, that's crazy to me. But I was good with letting him walk. I like Casey. Casey hits, and he hits hard. Who's the other kid they just signed?
Keanu Neal.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
another stud
geez,
safety.
Listen, man, we might have to start trading some of these guys, man. See what we can get for them. Because, gee, my knees.
And then, at the corner, you're
Sheesh.
pretty deep at the corner, to be honest with you, because
Yes.
you got Peterson, you got Levi Wallace, you've got Corey
Porter.
Trice, you got JPJ,
Porter.
Yeah.
Shandon
Yeah.
Sullivan.
Yeah, Shandon Sullivan's he's starting in the slot.
This is crazy.
If a team's trotting out 3 receivers, he's starting in the slot because that's his forte.
Duke Dawson. Bro.
Yeah.
Listen,
they're deep there.
They better start looking around for some trades, man. Get some picks.
That's the thing, though. And I say this tongue in cheek. I kind of chuckle when people say the Steelers are going to have a 9-8 season, a subpar year. They're not ready. I find it humorous that people think that Kenny Pickett can't get it done when the guy went 7-2 down the stretch after he had a little break and got to learn the system a little bit better and run with the ones. We're so worried about the interceptions he threw early on that we didn't look at his whole body of work. You've got to look at a guy's whole body of work in a season. You can't base it off of the first couple of games that he steps on the field without having the support and understanding and the repetitions with the players he's going to play with week in and week out.
Yeah, like you said, this is a good problem to have. Wow.
So hey, let's have a little fun here. I have the positions listed, and I'd like to rank each team based on each position.
Wow.
Okay, so the Bengals, Ravens, Browns, and Steelers. All right,
we're starting.
So here we go. The quarterbacks, Young. The quarterbacks. Woo! Bengals, Ravens, Browns, and Steelers. Rank them for me.
I'm going to go with the Browns 4th.
Oh, okay.
The Steelers 3rd. And I'll say Ravens 2, Bengals 1.
I agree.
I like that.
I agree. Yeah, I just, you know what, and I say this tongue in cheek, but I think that the damage is done with Deshaun Watson, and you can paint that any way you want to paint it. But I think damage is done with this guy. He's lost a couple of years of football. He's a little bit older. The game has changed as well. And at this point, he's not going to rebound. Like, to me, I don't see it. I don't see him rebounding. Maybe he's a serviceable quarterback, but he's not the guy that was leading that team down in Houston 5-6 years ago.
No. And I was never, I'm going to be honest with you, I was never excited for Watson. I never thought he was anything special. So,
he had a good career at Clemson, but other than that, he did nothing in Houston.
Yeah.
And
to be honest with you, Lamar's one hit away from his career ending.
Yeah.
And any Ravens fan I was coming off the ship, from my cruise, and this guy had a Ravens jersey on. I said, "You excited for the season?" And he said, "Yeah, but I got to tell you the truth. I think the Ravens spent a lot of money they didn't need to spend on Lamar." He literally looked at me and said, he is one hit away from his career ending. And a lot of people I know that are Ravens fans keep saying that. Now, I like Lamar. I love the dimension he brings to the game. I don't think he can pass very well, and he's not very successful against the Steelers. So I'd rather he play than somebody else. But, I just, you got to tone that down now. How old's that kid? 27? You still have him running like a running back at 27 years old? All right, let's move on. Let's go to running backs. Rasheen, start with running backs. Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers.
Browns first.
Let
me see. Browns first, Steelers second. Man. Maybe Browns first. Is what's the name come back for the Bengals?
No.
He didn't come back.
Mixon?
Yeah.
I think he went to Denver, didn't he?
Mixon's there, yeah.
Okay.
They lost. Yeah, he came back, but they lost their number 2 guy.
They lost number 2. So I'm going Steelers 2. Yes, I'm going Steelers 2. P. Ryan, he's gone. So Steelers 2. And I still got to go with the Bengals 3 and then the Ravens 4 because I don't know who the hell they have over there for running back.
J.K. Dobbins.
Oh shoot, I forgot about him. Ooh, yeah,
And
yeah,
Gus
yeah.
Edwards. They re-signed Gus Edwards too.
Okay. Ooh, that might move them to second.
I moved them to second.
Man, Steelers third, and then wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, are you basing that off of the system or the actual player? Because
I'm basing that off of the team depth and production.
Right.
Depth and production.
Yeah, because I think that I would bump the Ravens up. They have a little bit more dynamic. The history of the line right now is not very.
You bump them to where?
Two, like you said.
Two.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I would be shocked though if you didn't see a monster run game from the Steelers this year, because when they went out and put this team together, they addressed girth, who can move people. Nate Herbig, the kid from the Eagles that they got, the other kid from the Eagles who's a backup. Those guys they're earth movers. James Daniels, he can move people. Broderick Jones, he can move people. Even Dan Moore is okay with the run block. That's not where the issue is with that guy. And once you establish that run, well, you know what comes with it. You're able to pass because they're going to be leaning. You're going to beat them up. So let's move into, speaking of the pass, let's go to wide receiver. Rate these teams: Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers. I'll do this one. Okay?
Easy.
I'll do this one. I'm going to go Ravens number 1. No.
I'll tell you what.
No, I'm going to go Bengals number 1. I am. I have to. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd. I got to go right there. Those 3 guys alone. And then I'm going to go Steelers number 2.
Okay.
Because I don't see a clear cut trio over in Cleveland. Yeah, I don't see a clear cut trio, but I do see Cleveland being number 3. Pretty easily too. I need to see Amari like establish himself and bring something to the table for them, And then number 4, I got to go Ravens. I don't care if they signed OBJ or not. It just doesn't matter to me. They don't target their receivers enough, and they don't predicate their offense on their receivers, and it shows.
That's what Max, he just said about like I said, he's doing fantasy football. He said, should I trade Mark, their tight end?
No.
I said, no. That's their number 1 and pretty much their only one.
Yeah.
So I would say I would put them 4th also.
Yeah. Yep. So, Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Ravens. All right, let's jump to the tight ends. And Terry, you started it. Go ahead.
The tight ends?
Yeah.
Well, with the Ravens, they go to them. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's pretty darn high. He has over 100
But who
yards.
is it after? Now, let me ask you this, though. Rasheed's saying, because of Mark Andrews. If Andrews goes down, who's next?
I'm not saying it because of Mark Andrews. I'm saying it because of Isaiah Likely, the guy who played last year, and they're saying that he's going to take some catches away from Andrews this year. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that.
You're 100% right. Yep. Okay, I agree. Yep, 100%.
But I would say the Ravens. Either the Bengals or Steelers number 2.
Yes.
And then the Browns.
Okay, this is a homer, but I'm going to go Steelers number 2 because Steelers have 3 guys that can catch the ball and can block. And I don't even know who. This is how shitty Cincinnati is. I don't know who their number 1 tight end is. Last time I remember their tight end, didn't they have a tight end from Notre Dame?
Irv Smith.
Yeah. Irv Smith is their number 1 tight end?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right.
And that's why they're at the top of the heap in terms of wide receivers. But if you think about it, we said Steelers number 2 in receivers, Steelers number 2 in tight ends. What's that tell you about the Steelers? All right. We said Steelers number 3 with the running game. That tells you the offense is on the move upward, but the quarterback is number 3 too. So he's going to have to make the next jump. Let's go to O-line. I'm an O-line guy. So I don't know. The Ravens have lost some guys this offseason. The Bengals brought in what's his name's son, who was with Kansas City and won a Super Bowl. Big tackle, left the Ravens, went to Kansas City.
Oh, Brown, Orlando Brown.
Yeah. Yep, Orlando Brown. So I'm inclined to say the Bengals number 1 on the O-line. I am. I know it sounds crazy, but they did address a huge need there with Orlando Brown.
Wow.
I think the Ravens lost a couple guys on their O-line. I'm gonna go Ravens second because they always put together a good O-line. I'm gonna go Steelers third and Browns last. And I know the Browns.
Go ahead.
I know the Browns had the number 1 running game.
Yeah.
So that's why I would put.
All right, I'll put the Steelers last. Okay.
You got
me.
Yeah,
You got me there.
The Browns up there.
I might even think about putting the Browns number 2 now because I think the Ravens lost. I'm pretty sure the Ravens lost a couple of pieces on that O-line. They've been struggling for a couple years, and a lot of their running game, men, is because Lamar can put the ball down in his hand and take off. You keep seeing the Ravens at the top of the heap, but when Lamar runs for 275 times in a season and gets over 1,100 yards, no other quarterback does that. So, that changes the dynamic of him in and of itself as far as the running game goes. So, yeah, I change it up. Steelers 4. We'll go Browns number. Or we'll go Steelers, Ravens, Browns, then Bengals, then Browns. Let's do that. Browns number 1. I got the number 1 running game. Chubb. We like Chubb.
He went from 4 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's just, you got to look at the big picture. How many sacks do the Browns give up? Joe Burrow took a beating again. Well, this is a big year for him from that perspective. It's his 3rd year in the league. If he's still taking a beating after 2 years, I know he produces, but shit, he's going to start feeling the wear and tear.
And he pulled up lame the other day. Do you guys see that?
He's out for extended amount of time.
Yeah.
He's out for an extended amount of time, they said. They didn't say how long. They didn't say if he'd be back for the opener. They just said he's out for an extended amount of time. So we'll see. All right, Rasheen, you're a defensive guy. Let's start with you, and let's start with corners.
I think you got to go with I think you got to go Ravens number 1. Humphrey's still there. Marlon Humphreys. Let me see who's opposite of Marlon Humphreys. Ravens.
What's his name? Marcus Peters.
Yeah. You gotta go Ravens. Go Ravens. You're saying secondaries, period. The whole safeties and corners, right?
No, I'm just saying corners.
Corners, okay. Let me see. You gotta go. So if we go Ravens first, I think you gotta go. Man, you might have to go Steelers second, man. Steelers second. Wait,
Patrick Peterson. They got depth now. That's the thing with the Steelers. They got depth now. Patrick Peterson and Wallace. Then, like I said, they really like Trice. They felt a lot of people felt Trice should have been a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
Right.
How much they said it was an injury. People shied away from him. But that was the same thing with Darnell Washington. They claimed it was an injury, and that's why they shied away from him. And he was sitting there for so long.
I got the Bengals followed by the Browns. No, Browns followed by Bengals. I'm sorry.
Bengals corners are some trash.
Yeah, Browns got some pretty solid guys. They do.
You got Mike Hilton. Not Mike Hilton.
That's the Bengals. Hilton's in a slot for the Bengals.
They got what's that guy's name? Man, he's pretty good. He went to
Appleton.
Yeah, is it Appleton? Let me see. AJ. Go, y'all keep moving while I'm looking. But yeah,
All right.
he's pretty solid. That Greg Newsome out of Illinois.
Yeah. He was wasn't he a number one?
I believe so.
Yeah, he was a number one. Yep. All right, let's jump into safeties. Stick with it, Rasheen. You're a defensive guy. You're a secondary guy.
Yeah, I don't got my sheets on me here.
Safeties, man. Listen, it's hard to think that there's somebody got 3 safeties as good as the Steelers. Wow. Because you got Minka, KZ, and Keanu Neal. Oh man. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't even know who these other guys have. I don't like the guy from the Ravens. It's the guy from Notre Dame. Listen.
Kyle Hamilton.
I just listen, man. And I hate to say this, but Notre Dame, man, they always have these guys that like where'd you get this black dude from? He can't run. He can't. Where'd you find this guy? Notre Dame keeps those guys, and I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go Steelers 1, Ravens 2, Browns 3, Bengals 4. I'm gonna go Ravens 2, but
Didn't the Bengals have a big time safety?
Chase is gone.
Jesse
Bates is gone. He's gone.
Yeah. Oh, Jesse Bates left?
He's gone.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember. Actually, that was the first day I'm out of here type signing. He didn't even stick around. He left first day.
He's gone.
All right, let's go linebackers. Sis.
You doing outsides or you doing a unit as a whole?
We're doing just the inside.
Ooh, inside, man.
You want to do a unit as a whole, then you pick Pittsburgh number 1. Because they have the 2 best outside rushers in the league. Name 2 edge rushers that are better than Highsmith and TJ Watt.
You got the guy from Cleveland, but I don't think he's as good as.
What guy from Cleveland?
Myles Garrett. They got Garrett, and they have
Myles Garrett's a defensive end.
Right.
He's not considered edge.
He's in the dirt.
He's considered a 9.
His hands in the dirt?
Yeah, his hands in the dirt.
Really?
They play a forefront. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they play a forefront.
So when Clowney was there, wasn't he opposite him?
Yeah, with his hand in the dirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought those 2 were considered edge.
Nope.
Okay.
That 4-man front.
Huh. Yeah, I guess I'd say, I mean, like you said, being a homer, I'd go with Steelers and then probably the Ravens, Bengals, Browns.
Yeah, who the hell plays linebacker for the Browns?
Kidda something.
John Kitna?
I don't even know who their linebackers are.
No.
They signed out one dude, like you said, from Notre Dame.
Who are we talking about?
The Browns did. Wasn't he a linebacker?
I thought the Browns have what is his name? He has a crazy name. Not Kidakowski. What is his name? Oh my gosh. I can't remember his name. But it's something crazy like that.
Some Polish guy name?
No. Browns.
Lewandowski.
I can't remember.
And Lou.
Who did he say?
He said this dude that we grew up with. His hands were in the dirt.
They have Jeremiah Owusu Kumurama and Sione Taki.
The Jeremiah dude, he was 2 years ago. It's his second or third year. He's from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's probably friendly.
Yeah. He's probably friendly.
I just they get the bad blacks, man. What can I say? I gotta say it. I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, he's an African guy.
Hey, listen, they get the bag. They just don't get it. These guys like they're always good when they go to Notre Dame, but then when they play like a team that can run or fast guys, like they do nothing. They can't beat the Georgias. They can't beat the Bamas. They can't, they're beating Pitt by 3.
That's true. That's 100% true.
Yep. Where are you getting these guys from? Where are you
getting these? They don't have enough thug mentality. They don't have enough thug mentality.
Boom. That's what I'm saying.
Why those dudes at Alabama and Ohio State are out robbing grocery stores, these guys are going to church on campus.
There you go.
Is that what it is?
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, this is what it is.
D-line. I'm going to do this one.
It ain't the Bengals. So I'm gonna tell. Well,
No,
Herbert's not bad.
It's the Browns.
Browns is number
1.
Oh wow.
I'll go Steelers number 2, Ravens number 3, and Bengals number 4.
Well, you're giving them Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
These other guys I don't know. Jordan Elliott and Delvin Tomlinson. Don't know them.
Yeah, Delvin Tomlinson signed a nice size contract because he had a really, really good year.
Now, I know 2 years ago, Steelers were getting gouged on the run. Last year they clamped down a little bit, but they still had issues where they were just popping out.
Yeah, they had Olu 2 years ago too.
They were just popping out, running, taking
3 years ago.
Taking yards.
3 years ago. They had Vince Williams 3 years ago. He could fill a hole.
It's not going to happen this year.
No, it's not. It's not. They're not going to be winded with the depth, and they've got enough depth at that linebacker where they can flip-flop guys out of there that can run and cover the pass and stuff like that. That's going to make a big difference.
Going back to our original, that's where it starts, I think. Those guys really stepping up in the middle of those backers. They were getting blown off the ball.
Yeah.
Too. The D line, they can take on a 2-man block, but then we need backers stepping in those holes, filling those gaps, and making those tackles too.
Miles Jack
that wasn't happening.
Now you know why Miles Jack signed so cheaply with Pittsburgh, because he's a shell of the guy that he was down in Jacksonville when he was drafted. And Bush never recovered from that knee injury. And I don't know if Bush would have lasted much longer, even if he didn't have a knee injury. He's too small.
Yeah.
He's a safety. He's a safety. You know what I mean?
Is he?
I'm just saying, generally speaking, with that size.
Size-wise, he does.
Okay.
With that size.
I still think he's a football player.
We're going to find out. He's in Seattle, and we play them at the end of the season. So we're going to find out then. They're going to look for him, and they're going to go at him, especially if he's starting. We'll see. Hey, that was fun, man. Listen, our next show here in a couple weeks, let's do the AFC East. Let's go ahead. We're going to break down position by position, just like we just did for the AFC North. We're going to do the East, and Noobs will be back with us. He'll be joining us again. Before we go, though, since Sizzle's up at Hershey Park, what's your favorite amusement park ride ever, anywhere, Sizzle?
What's your favorite?
Favorite amusement park ride right now? Probably, I like the thrill of the roller coasters, but right now in Disney, Pandora. It's like It's like this 4D experience.
Yeah.
And you're riding on this water spraying, the smells, the sight. It's a really cool experience.
Okay. How about you, Rasheed?
Magnum, Cedar Point.
Magnum.
Whoa.
Cedar Point.
The original.
I'm gonna go
Magnum,
the Zipper, Vandergrift Carnival from when I was a kid.
The what? The Zip.
It was called the Zipper. They put you in a cage and it went up and down like this. It rotated up and down like this, and then the whole thing started spinning.
Oh yeah, it makes me sick just thinking of it.
That sounds like you're playing human bingo or something, though.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. No, that's not my favorite ride. My favorite ride's Space Mountain.
Zip.
That's Space Mountain. Yeah. And until I saw what it looks like inside of Space Mountain with the lights on, I loved it. But I'm a little scared now. I mean, like, you go like this. If you're tall and you go like this, you're going to hit one of those boards right above your head in Space Mountain. So
you got to keep your hands in?
Oh, you don't want it. Yeah.
Did you ever ride the Intimidator at King's Dominion?
In Virginia?
Yeah.
I think so. Years ago. I don't ride anymore because I get sick.
Yeah, I was walking up to it, and these kids go, "Oh, that was awesome." I think I blacked out for like 3 seconds. I'm like, I thought it was just kids being kids. My eyes went in the back of my head.
So you guys can still ride coasters?
I can ride wooden roller coasters. I can't do anything.
Ride coasters, Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get sick just looking at them now.
I just ride the
I can't
Super
do
Duper
anything
Looper
that's
tonight in the Comet.
that spins.
Right. No.
Nothing like that. I can't.
No, I'm not
It
doing
just
the
my
spinning
head
thing.
hurts.
Either you guys been to Star Wars in Florida?
Oh yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah,
That's an awesome experience.
I'm trying to get down there for Christmas, man.
Oh my God, have you never been there for Christmas? That's the ultimate. Two places I love for Christmas: Disney World and Busch Gardens at Christmas, Williamsburg. That's a spectacular place at Christmas. It's just so, I don't even know how to describe it. I love going there at Christmas time.
I'm trying to
Hey,
get there.
our website, podpage.com, Original Sports Podcast with Mark Maradei. Like our Facebook page, join us on Instagram. Reach out to us on Snapchat. Check out our TikToks. Watch our YouTube. Watch our YouTube, everybody. You can also check us out on Twitter. Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat are all OSP with MM, and our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube is Original Sports Podcast. Feel free to let us know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions by emailing us at originalsportspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks to Sean Ankoviak for doing our voice intro. Our intro and outro music by Charlie Hodgson, and our webmaster, Terry Maradei. Big shout out to her. Join us in a couple of weeks to experience the O on the Original Sports Podcast.